and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morförrätter än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okulandayım. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça, ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyperpolyglotting avec Élise. Moi c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile.
Sì, ecco, la gente, è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like hogun and the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, sa son chassé, ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt.
Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora, editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más.
Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Boyd, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That also. How are the boys? Cocine ta boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Topulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So, hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is a stream where we're going to play some chess. We're going to talk a little bit more about forensic linguistics, because that subject's been quite interesting. And I'm going to, I got a link to a video that is an actor from the US doing an English accent quiz. And I'm going to see how we're going to watch that and see how I do on it. Also, I just want to let everybody know we've got the new crowdfunded translation project, in addition to the Ines Armand translation project, which I'm trying to raise about $1,950 for. This is selected articles from the historical archive of the legendary Chilean magazine Punto Final from 1968 to 1973. I'm going to drop a link in chat right now where you can see the pieces that have been translated already as part of that project, thanks to generous contributions. The current article in the series is one called Christian Democratic Party Trafficking in Gold Coins from February 1969. One of a number of articles published in those days, in particular about the extremely dodgy financing of the Christian Democrats, who we subsequently, thanks to declassified documents, found out were being bankrolled by the CIA at the time. So I'm trying to raise $450 for that. And hey Badger, how you doing? And here's where people who want to contribute to that can do it. Again, the Patreon link up there is where you can find the articles I've translated already, including an article that is a tribute to Manuel Caviese Donoso, who was one of the co-founders and was the editor, the director of Punto Final from its inception in 1965 until 2018, when they finally closed their doors. And I translated a tribute to him, he died just the other day, and El Porteño published a great tribute to him, and it also gives you an idea of what Punto Final was all about. So I translated that, and you also found that at that link. So let's get some music going, and let's get that starting. Oh, pretty good. It's a beautiful day out, which is nice. We haven't had too many of those lately. So this is another really classic Chilean band called Grupo Raiz. And if you like what you're hearing as I get started with the chess, you can find it here at that link I just put in there. Okay, let's get started with the chess. Okay, con Basileo. Okay, so got the white pieces, so I'm gonna play in English. Okay. Yeah, I mean, lately it's just been so bloody. It's been just sub-freezing. I mean, winter weather, really. But today it is a little bit warmer. And the sun is shining. I'm quite happy about that. There's a bit of sun. Also simplifies the lighting situation here. Okay, getting my Botvinnik set up. Castle to safety. I think we got a night trade coming up. Coming up at a time when I'm actually quite happy for it to come up, because I can still put a knight on d5. I don't have any pins. falsetto going. Okay, not taking the night trade so far. Just so far, my opponent is content to just sort of leave that knight hanging there, and I can understand that because that knight is a pain in the ass. A knight in that part of the board is always a bit of a pain in the ass. How's everybody doing, chat? Okay, avoiding that pin. That's not nice. Okay, so already we've got my opponent up a piece. That is not great, thanks to that handy little knight fork. And that is a nice illustration of why it's not great to have a knight in the an opponent's knight at that spot on the board. Yeah.
Quisiera elevar mi voz por aquellos que se callan, por aquellos que le vuelven a la realidad la espalda. Quisiera elevar mi voz. Quisiera cantar muy fuerte por aquellos que no cantan.
Yeah, Spotify is of course on the list of BDS targets. This is cool because these are songs so far, a lot of songs from them I hadn't heard before.
No quiero pedir la muerte para los que no merecen, que nadie es Dios en la tierra, que solo olvidan a veces. No quiero pedir la muerte. No quiero pedir justicia, que les haga tanto daño, solo un ferviente deseo, que se unan todas las manos. No quiero pedir justicia. Yo no soy quien canta, soy la voz de los que se callan. El silencio cómplice jamás tendrá una medalla. Yo no soy quien canta, soy la voz de los que se callan. Yo no soy quien canta, soy la voz.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, that wasn't nice. Oh, that wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be. So I think we just end up trading knight for bishop, and although that gets this bishop off my back, I like my knight and I wanted to keep it.
Aquellos sordos señores, aquellos que viven presos en sus jaulas de colores, quisieran que me escucharan.
They say if you're down pieces, start taking pawns in hopes of improving your endgame chances, so that's what I'm doing.
No esperemos un milagro.
Basically, at this point, I'm being forced to choose between one pawn and the other. Well, here, that way I can actually protect a little bit more of my pawn real estate. Yeah, this is not starting out as one of my best games, but I still have the queen, I still got the rook, I still got the light squared bishop. I am a rook down at this point, which isn't great, but on the other hand, there are worse places to be. I have pieces that I can checkmate with if the opportunity presents itself, and my goal is to make the opportunity present itself. Okay, one annoyance about this position right now is that I have this queen in a very annoying position here, which restricts the mobility of my king. I think my only option in this case is going to be to trade those rooks. Which leaves me rookless, which isn't great. But I still have a queen and a light squared bishop, and I have these two pawns here in a Marozzi bind. So that's not nothing. It's not a whole lot of something, to be clear. And I think I really do need to defend the hell out of those pawns to the extent that I still can.
Ay, compañero, tu vida entera es primavera que hay que cruzar. No es un suspiro frente a un espejo, una quimera en el andar.
I have to say, I spent like half of December in LA a few years back, in November and December, and I really don't mind that kind of weather in December and November. I'm not really a huge fan of the cold. Okay, no, I was gonna do this. I was gonna move this queen over here. The trouble with doing that right now is that then this pawn is undefended. So I have to sort of do some in-between shit. Because otherwise this pawn can be taken with check, and I don't want that. Okay, that is useful. Well, it would have been useful because there was potentially in it, it would potentially weaken the pawn structure of my opponent. But now it's not so much the case. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Con tus cabellos y tu figura, tu pueblo entero se ha de librar. Ay, compañera, bien lo sabías y casi siempre lo repetías. llegado el tiempo de organizar, como un rayito fuiste a alumbrar y te llamaban Ana María en la montaña y en la ciudad. Fue tu trabajo todos los días sembrar al viento la libertad y te llamaban Ana María en la montaña y en la ciudad. Fue tu trabajo todos los días sembrar al viento la libertad.
Hey, Orlando Pimentel, como vai? Thank you. And if you like this soundtrack, this is Grupo Raiz de Chile, and here you go. That's where you can find it. Ooh, that is painful. Qu'est-ce qu'on y fait, tabarnak?
La una se llama tierra, la dos nombraremos pan, la tercera es mi esperanza, la cuarta es un ventarrón, la quinta será una alerce, la sexta flor de araucaria, la séptima primavera, de toda una vida en flor.
Yeah,
Que alegre mostró el camino.
they do a good line in charango y guitarra.
Que alegre mostró el camino. La enseñanza
See, I don't even mind that temperature at night. I'm kind of okay with that, those sorts of temperatures at night. I find it pleasant. And refreshing even after a day of it being like 80. Okay, I've only got one move at this point. Okay, GG's.
Siete estrellas, siete lunas que no mueren. Regresaron al Coligüe que antaño entre los cerros protegieron a Rodríguez cuando el paso toma un tono que heredamos del Copihue. La una se llama tierra, la dos nombraremos pan, la tercera es mi esperanza, la cuarta es un ventarrón, la quinta será una S, la sexta flor de
Okay, playing white pieces again. And this time we're going to try to do better. Everything, try to avoid getting forked with the night again. That wasn't fun.
le enseña de su valor.
Oh, Tila Payun. Oh, they're great. You know Inti Ilimani? Or Rebecca Godoy. Here's an album for you. She's amazing. Rebecca Godoy, Canciones Valiente. That album rocks.
Regresaron al Coligüe que antaño entre los cerros protegieron.
And one thing you notice when you listen to this music is just how much Chilean Spanish is actually from Mapudungun, from the language of the Mapuche. Like Copihue, which is a bird and also a brand of matches. Coligüe, I mean, like, the language is just full of Mapuche words.
La sexta flor de araucaria, la séptima primavera de toda
araucarias, even, like, of Mapuche origin.
Que alegre mostró el camino, me enseña de su valor. 7 rayos, 7 estrellas, 7 lunas que no mueren. En la lluvia, en Valdivia, 7 estrellas que no mueren. En el túnel, en la lluvia, 7 estrellas que no mueren.
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, that isn't as bad as I thought. That isn't a fork. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're classics too, really.
Se partió en Nicaragua, otra sobre Doncelo. Se partió en Nicaragua, otra sobre Doncelo. Que el águila tajaba por el pueblo obrero. Que el águila tajaba por el pueblo obrero. Se partió en Nicaragua, otro hierro caliente. Se partió en Nicaragua, otro hierro caliente. Con que el águila daba su señal a la gente. Con que el águila daba su señal a la gente. Se ha rendido la guerra dentro del continente.
Okay.
Será cereza y se
Oh, that wasn't very well timed when I think about it, because
y que viendo este día como espectro del monte jubiloso reía.
actually, it's funny because it's funny because Chilean speech is like easily the fastest in the whole Spanish speaking universe. And in like normal speech, the tendency is to swallow all sorts of consonants. Swallow consonants. Obrigado. Gochiso-sama. Yeah, it's funny that you should ask, Orlando Pimentel, because I was just actually rewatching La Batalla de Chile yesterday afternoon. Ooh, okay, doing better already. Because I'm translating as part of this crowdfunded translation project. There's this magazine called Punto Final. It ran from 1965 to 1973, and then from 1989 to 2018. And the director, Manuel Cabiese, actually just died the other day. But they have this amazing historical archive of their magazine issues from 65 to 73. And so I'm translating articles from those. And so I thought it would be good to sort of rewatch Batalla de Chile, since, the articles that I'd be translating, that I am translating two already, very much come from that period. So yeah, I've seen the whole thing. I've seen it many times. Yeah, if you haven't seen La Batalla de Chile, Badger or anyone else in chat, it is well worth watching. The footage actually had to be smuggled out after the coup, because they were filming right up until the day of it. Okay. I believe I'm getting liver fried here.
kind of okay with this development at the moment. I mean, especially I don't have a dark squared bishop to worry about at this point. Oh, I don't know this one. That's exactly where I wanted my king to go anyway, actually. Because I need to do sort of an artificial castling now. A link to La Batalla de Chile. Ah, perfect. Now that knight is undefended. When I finish this game, I will find you one. Because it is definitely, it's an excellent documentary.
Se hace día en el umbral, el fuego blanca ceniza en el temporal, el llanto se alegría.
See, I don't really mind if this pawn takes my knight. Kind of okay with that, actually. We'll do some trades. I'm up 2 pawns at the moment, 2 points of material. So I'm fine with trading pieces right now. Oh, hey. No, like that. Ahora, ¿qué quería hacer, weón? Me va a tomar la torre, me va a tomar el caballito. ¿El caballito será? Okay, so now... Very good on material at this point. Positionally, this is kind of awkward for me, but I can think of worse situations to be in, actually. Especially now. Because I've just opened up a discovery on that knight. Oh no, this ain't great. Okay, that was... Okay, that did not turn out quite as well as I was thinking it was. And this is a good example of why you don't resign. This is why you really, in most cases, are not doing well to resign, even when you really screw up. Like, he gave up. He just gave away that queen to me in that fork. but he's already taken back virtually the entire material advantage. But knights are tricky bastards, and I intend to use mine. There. All of that in order to be able to defend this pawn. Okay, not taking that. Very simple reason. I want to end up with a situation where this bishop can't sit in either of those squares without getting taken. And that is what I get through this. Okay. Understandable choice there. What I really need to do is figure out a way. See, I've still got my knight, and knights are tricky bastards, and so there are still very much winning chances in this position. But I'm gonna have to play extremely cautiously, or things like that can happen. see if I can regain some initiative with a few checks.
Dicen que allí murió y sus ojos se quedaron abiertos como otros tantos que el verdugo ajusticia. Mas dicen que no murió porque no hay muerto que muera si con sus manos cortó alambradas y fronteras. Las fronteras de la vida se confunden con la noche cuando este oscuro coche nos
Okay, so that's done. GG's. That was not exactly one of my greatest hits there. Okay, it is a 3-part documentary. I'm gonna drop those links in chat.
No hay noche que no amanezca, ni herida que no se cure.
Oh wait, el porteño lo tiene. El porteño lo tiene en alta definición. Material de archivo, weón. Okay. Okay, this already looks like an amazing play. Let me just check this playlist. El Porteño. I translated their tribute to Manuel Cabieses. Okay, so this is the HD version of part 1. HD of part 2. Okay, cool. There we go. There you have La Batalla de Chile, Lucha de un pueblo sin armas, all three parts. Okay, after this, I think I'll be taking a little bio break.
Martillo, fusil y canto, destruyendo dictaduras, con Sandino y con Guevara, con Farabundo y Romero, con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero. Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá, cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz. Ayer me dolía el canto de mi pueblo ensangrentado, hoy me duele por mi hermano El Salvador, torturado. Pero sabrán los canarias que la lucha no termina. El triunfo de Nicaragua es de América Latina.
Con Sandino y con Guevara, con Farabundo y Romero, con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero.
Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá, cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz.
Okay, I'm not sure what that queen placement's supposed to do. But White is gonna have to watch out for this. And for this.
Estudiantes y artesanos más fuertes y más unidos, somos millones de hermanos, pariendo la historia dura. Martillo, fusil y canto, destruyendo dictaduras, con Sandino y con Guevara, con Farabundo y Romero, con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero. Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá, cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz. Este pueblo es obstinado, persistente e invencible en su voluntad de conquistar su liberación. El pueblo de El Salvador no puede ser detenido ya en su marcha hacia la victoria final. Ayer me dolía el canto de mi pueblo ensangrentado, hoy me duele por mi hermano El Salvador, torturado. Pero sabrán los canarias que la lucha no termina. El triunfo de Nicaragua es de América Latina. Con Sandino y con Guevara, con Farabundo y Romero, con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero. Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá, cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz. Somos millones de hermanos, pariendo la historia dura. Martillo, fusil y canto, destruyendo dictaduras, con Sandino
Now, I feel like there might be something to be done with this diagonal that just opened up on the king, but I'm not seeing it just now. The trouble is, there are awkward pawns.
Somos millones de manos, de obreros y campesinos, estudiantes y artesanos más fuertes y más unidos. Somos millones de hermanos, pariendo la historia dura, martillo, fusil y canto, destruyendo dictaduras. Con Sandino y con Guevara, con Farabundo y Romero, con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero. Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz. Este pueblo es obstinado, persistente e invencible en su voluntad de conquistar su liberación. El pueblo de El Salvador no puede ser detenido ya en su marcha hacia la victoria final. Ayer me dolía el canto de mi pueblo ensangrentado. Hoy me duele por mi
Oh,
hermano
wow.
Salvador.
That is not the pawn that I would have taken back with. Look at what we've got here. The king's just open up wide open lines. So we've got to figure out a way to take advantage.
Con la voz de Víctor Jara, que es del continente entero. Somos volcán encendido que su furia detendrá cuando este pueblo oprimido pueda cantar a la paz. Mi Yelcha está triste con el temporal, los trigos se acuestan en ese barrial, los indios resuelven después de llorar, hablar con Isidro, con Dios y San Juan, con Dios y San Juan, con Dios y San Juan. Arauco tiene una pena, ¿quién no la puedo callar? Son injusticias de siglos que todos ven a aplicar. Nadie le ha puesto.
This is a version I've never heard before of one of the best known songs by Violeta Barra called Arauco tiene una pena.
La lluvia que cae y vuelve a caer, los indios la miran sin hallar qué hacer, se arrancan el pelo, se rompen los pies, porque las cosechas se van a perder, se van a perder, se van a perder. Un día llega de lejos un huéscofe conquistador, buscando montañas de oro que el indio nunca buscó. Al indio le basta el oro que le relumbra el sol. Levántate, Curicó. Se juntan los indios en un corralón, con los instrumentos rompe una canción. La machi repite la palabra sol, y el eco del campo le sube la voz, le sube la voz, le sube la voz. ¿A dónde se fue Lautaro? Perdido en el cielo azul, y el alma de Galvarino se la llevó el viento sur. Por eso pasan llorando los cueros de su tiene una pena más negra que su chamán. Ya no son los españoles los que les hacen llorar. Hoy son los propios chilenos los que le roban su pan. Levántate, buen chela, 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 levántate, buen Vengo a llamar la atención con voz de cantor serrano al hombre que va sin manos por siglo de mi nación. Ignoren su turbación.
Giving it back a little bit of material in order to get rid of a positional annoyance.
Y los ríos se secaron,
Because I'm still ahead on material. I'm still winning here.
de tigres que lo mataron. Va volando su guitarra sobre entre rojas banderas, quemando la cementera con su voz que al viento viento que saca las garras, buscando en la plaza oscura, sangrante la huella impura del cuchillo que cortó tus cuerdas y nos dejó para siempre tu bravura.
Oh, okay. No, I'm actually kind of okay with that.
Huele y canta, compañero, sobre llanuras nevadas. No quede tu mano helada, porque es donde el buen obrero, entre rocas del estero, hacer noches de mañana. Mientras abre su ventana, a quien le tocó morir por una ley de vivir del pueblo contra el guerrero. Escucho, hermano, cantar en el estadio vacío, dos de piedras en un río que nadie habrá de callar. Y me da por preguntar por qué tu vuelo cortaron, si supieron que fallaron, no por mala puntería, pues el pueblo recibía vida cuando te mataron.
Okay, I'm doing reasonably well on time here. Amanecer. Now that pawn is pinned. I'd like to force this to go down one so I can just bloody well take it. Alternatively, I would very much like to force this rook, though I don't know how we would do this, to take that pawn. Okay. Okay, this is an awkwardness I'm dealing with here. I believe I have kind of screwed myself a little bit, but I see a way out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, endgame on.
El hombre se hizo siempre de todo material, de vías señoriales o barrio marginal. Toda época fue pieza de un rompecabezas para seguir la cuesta del gran reino animal. Con una mano negra y otra blanca mortales ingredientes armaron al bañón los de terratenientes y de revolución. Destrezas del
Come on,
escriba,
mouse. This is no time to be doing this.
preso, ama y abandonada por la bala del senador. Con un fusilamiento, un viejo cuento soberano y su adiós.
Come on, Pops. Come on, mouse. Don't do this to me.
El mayor consuelo,
Yes, one on time.
mientras más volta,
That was not the most precise endgame I've ever played, but not bad.
va cabalgando
Okay, and with that, we're going to take a little bio break.
y a la distancia de 100 años de su cita.
welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça, c'est ça, che c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyperpolyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Come on. Bien. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangvas. Okay, Bangvas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? Here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that because it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, sa chien chassé, ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt. Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más. Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Pui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boya. Poso milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So, anyone who would like to support this for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Monsieur. Livre. Liwe, livre. Paks.
Mustan kissan paksut posket.
Matěji.
Yeah.
Já. Jsi. Vysoký. Matěji. Proč? Víte. Počkej. A. Jsi.
Traxex.
Aspri petraxes aspri apton ilioxexas proteri. Aspri petraxes aspri apton ilioxexas proteri.
En coginio panas.
Oh boy.
Ad ferad verda ferda vetri.
Jakob. Hefed. Hefed. Hefed.
And I'm back. And yeah, I feel like probably my opponent there probably could have forced a draw. Because I did not actually play that endgame as precisely as I might have liked to. But I went on time anyway. So, okay. The music back on. Play a couple more games and then we're going to look at an English accent quiz and see how well I do on it. I think I will probably do reasonably well. I'm fairly familiar with the phonetic landscape of Britain. Interesting move order here. Okay. It's a lot of pawns.
La concha dice en el mar, yo mantengo una riqueza, una prenda de belleza, con su brillo natural. Yo valgo más que el coral, que el diamante, que el rubí, y no me cambio por ti, pues yo valgo donde quiera y en legiones extranjeras también me aprecian. Dicen que hubo, no hubo nada, me voy para el yopo de madrugada me voy para el
I mean, if I were my opponent, I would be looking to castle queenside. Is otherwise this king is actually kind of wide open.
La patacabra se queja y también el caracol. Para nosotros no hay valor, eso lo dicen las becas. También la papa y la reina cuentan su historia pasada. Qué vida tan desgraciada. Echarnos Dios en el mundo, en estos mares profundos, donde no valemos nada. Dicen que hubo, no hubo nada. Me voy para el yopo de madrugada me voy para el yopo porque el guayabo me vuelve loco. Y usted la manda a poner, que si la pone la paga, si no la pone también, que si la pone la paga, si no la pone también.
I've been waiting for something like that so that I could move that pawn.
Mis dos hermanos queridos se los llevan colorido. Marchamos todos unidos a bañarnos sin temor. Vino el río con su furor, se los llevó muy ligero y cuando desaparecieron, ¿cuánto sería mi dolor? Dicen que hubo, no hubo nada, me voy mal, yombo de madrugada me voy mal, yombo porque el guayabo me enfermó. Y usted la manda a poner, que si la pone la paga, si no la pone también, que si la pone la paga, si no la pone también.
This pawn is actually pinned for as long as I have that queen there. May want to move the queen though, so give it some.
Mocito que vas remando en tu lancha engalanada, atrácate para el muelle, que quiero ver a mi amada. 7 días que me espera aquella preciosa flor, el canal no lo he cruzado por culpa de un ventarrón. El canal no lo he cruzado por culpa de un ventarrón.
Yeah, this is not a great place for White's king at this point because of these pawns, which should be providing cover to the king, are so far out that I can just do this.
El acordeón de Don Pedro que toca de maravillas, periconas resbalosas, arabienes y cirillas. Quedó todo preparado, jurando para un rey. Mocito, no te apuraste, comienza el viento otra vez. Mocito, no te apuraste, comienza el viento otra vez. Mocito que va remando en la mitad del canal, nos pilló la ventolera, ya no volveremos más. Pobrecita novia mía, quedó vestida de flor, mientras yo duermo en el agua, mi parabién marchó. Mientras yo duermo en el agua, mi parabién marchó.
Okay. Not much left to this game, I don't think.
Según el favor del viento, va navegando el leñero, atrás quedaron las rocas para
does help that this dark squared bishop is kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. I'd like that dark squared bishop to carry on being stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Según el favor del viento, va navegando el leñero. Atrás quedaron las rocas para adentrar hasta el puerto.
That was going to be a tricky little move to try to take my queen with check.
Corra norte, la barquichuela gimiendo llorando estoy. Será con hambre o con sueño, me voy, me voy. Del norte viene el peñín, que con lore encubierta habrán de venderlo en Castro, aunque la lluvia esté abierta. Porque en el sol de lo alto, como un infierno sin puerta, llorando estoy. O la mar esté revuelta, me voy, me voy. En un rincón de la barca está ardiendo la tetera, a un lado pelando papas las manos de alguna isleña. Será la madre del indio, la hermana o la compañera, llorando estoy. Navegan lunas enteras, me voy, me voy. No es vida la del chilote, no tiene letra ni pleito, tampoco lleva en sus pies ni la caoría en su cuerpo. Beijing para calentarse del frío de los gobiernos, llorando estoy. Que le quebrantan los huesos, me voy, me voy. Quisiera morir cantando sobre de un barco leñero y cultivar en sus aguas un libro más justiciero. Con letras de oro que digan, no hay padre para el isleño, llorando estoy. Y que topa su leñero, me voy, me voy.
Ah, thank you.
Por favor del viento, me voy, me voy. Según el favor del viento, me voy, me voy. Según el favor del viento, me voy, me voy.
Perfect. Nice ending for the evening. Very happy with how that turned out. Just have a look at the analysis. Yeah, basically. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, apparently.
Una mañana fría de viento negro.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically I was winning the whole time.
El madero
in that role,
Desde Chay se
definitely.
vinieron mis familiares y armé la choza a orilla el mare.
Yeah. Okay. So. For anyone who wants that playlist, anyone who enjoyed the music we've been listening to, I'm going to drop that again in chat. Here we go. Now that was Grupo Raiz. And here we are. We're going to switch gears and we're going to look at a video. It is a quiz of English accents. Once I manage to pull it up. Okay, this is Chris Pratt taking on this. So I'm gonna just see how well I do on this.
Now, obviously, if we're going to throw a massive party, everyone's going to be there. Got to make sure the SBC is looking fresh. Just the usual, mate.
Okay. Party. Yeah, I'm thinking definitely general London area. Could be Essex. Oh, let me just get that chat widget where I can see it. Just don't want to miss chat's contributions. Those are always interesting.
Sure, fact, you come over. Obviously, if you're going to throw a
Yeah, except his O's actually kind of sound northern. Let me hear that again.
We're going to throw a massive party. Everyone's going to be there. Got to make sure the SBC is looking fresh. Just the usual, mate. Sure, fact, you come over.
Yeah, I mean... Wait, was that him still talking? I have the chat widget where I can't see his face. Because that did not sound like the same accent.
Got to make sure the SBC is looking fresh. Just the usual, mate. Sure, fact, you come over.
Okay. Now I'm actually kind of thinking... I mean, now I'm thinking like Manchester or Lancashire, something like that. Those O's do not sound southern.
Obviously, if you're going to throw a massive party, it's not Essex. What is the SBC?
So it's the short back and comb over. It's his patented look.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to say it's not Edinburgh. It's not Essex.
Edinburgh?
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely... I'm going to say probably Manchester out of... What were the options? So Edinburgh, Newcastle... you didn't get enough vowels to really say on Newcastle. I don't think it's Newcastle, though. It's not broad enough. So my guess would tend to be in the direction of Manchester. Not doing a single Welsh accent, it turns out. We've got the options here. Edinburgh, Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool, Bristol, and Essex. Well, Bristol will be the easiest one on there. Because if it is an old Bristol accent, it doesn't sound like anything else on the list.
Okay, I'm going to say it's not Edinburgh, it's not Essex.
Edinburgh.
I might think that it's Bristol, but
Oh god, that is not Bristol.
I don't know, because I don't think it's...
I mean, there are people in Bristol who sound like that, yes. But a Bristol accent actually To people who aren't used to telling them apart, a Bristol accent could sound Irish.
It's Liverpool either.
Okay.
So I think it's either Manchester or Bristol.
Okay, so if you had to nail it on.
The only reason I would say Bristol is because it looks like this guy might be part of something that is sort of competing with Towie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a guess here and an educated guess and say that it's Bristol. Is it?
So I can say that you were so right about the fact that it's sort of competing with Towie. It's actually Newcastle.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I mean Bristol was way off. Yeah, there weren't enough vowels in that sample for me to say for sure. Like, because Newcastle, I mean, what's really kind of tells Newcastle from a lot of the other Northern English accents is how they do the as and the as, and how broad they were.
But it's Newcastle.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Geordie Shore?
Geordie Shore, yes.
The UK version of Jersey Shore.
Yes, yes.
So Newcastle are the Geordies.
Oh.
One of the best accents in England, I have to say.
Okay, now I know.
Yeah.
Geordie Shore.
Yeah.
This is Geordie Shore.
Absolutely.
And the SBC?
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever go for the SBC?
No, I don't think. Maybe the C.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a C myself, but I don't know what the S and the B.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 0 for 1. Hey, what do you know? Is there still a possibility I can get the passport?
Oh, don't worry. We're very lenient with this passport in Geo.
Ahoy! We're looking at an English accent quiz, and so far I did better than Chris Pratt in that I knew it wasn't fucking Bristol, but I didn't have enough information and felt that it was Manchester, and apparently it was Newcastle. So regionally closer than Chris Pratt, which I would have hoped. How you doing, Language Mania 99?
Nah, it's not funny. I've got school.
Yeah, okay. Funny. I've got school. I think we're in Liverpool.
Nah, I'm not laughing. I've got school. Nah, has he drawn on my face?
My face. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Liverpool.
Has he drawn on my face? Oh, wait.
Nah, it's not funny. I've got school.
I have to think that it's Edinburgh, but yeah, I don't think so based on your reaction. It's not. I say it's not. Is that Liverpool then? I don't know. Fuck, man, I'm not good at this. I guess this is New Jersey, I believe, right? This is the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my streak of getting them all wrong. I was thinking of Edinburgh and Liverpool because
Yeah, it's not Scottish.
trying to think of Liverpool. It sounds like maybe a Liverpool accent. Yeah, I think it's Liverpool.
So that is actually quite close to Liverpool. That's Manchester.
Oh, bollocks. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's Manchester?
That's Manchester, yes.
I hate failing.
What do you know about Manchester?
I know nothing about Manchester except for that it's a lyric in the musical Hair, man.
Yes, it is a lyric in the musical Hair. It's also, I have to say, a very depressing city somehow. Yeah, I was sure that sounded much, that sounded much rounder than I'm used to Manchester sounding.
Manchester, England, across the Atlantic Sea. But it's sang by an American, of course, the late, great Treat Williams. Yeah, I know nothing. Manchester United, there's that.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
To be fair, United is pretty... It's United in the music, so like Oasis and Stone Roses and things like that.
Oh, is that where they're from?
Absolutely.
Oasis is from there?
Yeah.
Okay,
This guy.
so...
Yep. Actually,
I've never been on a bike before.
well, funny enough, I've got a helmet.
Yeah.
You want a lift?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
I've never.
I want to
Where you
go.
going now? Do you lift?
Wherever you want to take me.
You want a lift?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
I've never been on a bike before.
Well, funny enough, I've got a helmet.
Oh my god, what, do I sit on the back or the front?
Well, if we're driving, it's probably better on the back, but when we park up, if you want to sit on the front, I don't mind.
Okay. I mean, the first thing, they don't quite have the same accent, those two. So I'm not sure which one we're supposed to be judging. I'm guessing that sounds much more southern. It does not sound like a typical Bristol accent. So, I mean, of these, I feel like we're probably in Essex.
floor is so inappropriate.
Whatever floats your boat. You said it.
No, I'll get on the back and I'll hold your way.
Yeah. Ride of your life, babe.
Can't wait.
Off to you, madam.
Yeah, Essex.
That's got to be Essex.
That's it. I know you had a particular penchant for the Essex accent on the Graham Norton.
But I feel like my Essex accent is based off of parroting the girls in Essex, so it becomes sounds very camp when I do it, which is I don't know if I'm not supposed to be doing that, but it's pretty good. Let me try to get. Baby, you won't take me.
Yeah. Okay, so that is one of our 2 southern accents down. So the next southern accent has to be Bristol. And if they're doing anything that sounds at all typical, Bristol will be the absolute standout because it does something that no other accent on this list does, namely it has a burr. It pronounces the R's at the end of syllables.
Do you actually?
I've never been on a bike before.
Well, funny enough, I've got a helmet.
Well, funny enough, I've got a helmet. It's almost as if this entire thing was staged. Not that it was. I mean, we've got a camera crew here, but...
Oh my god,
oh my
was I sit on the back
what
or
was
the
on the
front?
back? The cameraman's not standing there.
Park up if you want to sit on the front, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Ride of your life.
Actually, you smashed it, to be fair. You're
Hey,
nailing the accent. All right, let's go to the
one
next
out of
one.
3. 1 out of 3.
Yeah, smashed it.
Oh, look at these kids.
I'm going to sing Sherloid by Sherloid or Rebecca G. then. Sherloid by...
1 out of 3.
Yeah, smashed it.
Oh, look at these kids.
I'm going to sing Sherloid by Sherloid or Rebecca G. then. And don't forget all the trouble we got into.
Why does somebody not know how to flush the toilet after they've had a shit?
Edinburgh. Yeah, this is Edinburgh. Okay.
We got into.
Why does somebody not know how to flush the toilet after they've had a shit? Well, it was fucking one of yous. Disgusting.
I mean, lovely. Yeah, Edinburgh.
Which one was it?
Have you seen that video before?
No, I've never
That
seen
was
it.
like an absolute viral sensation, but maybe
Was
didn't make it across the pond.
Oh my god, poor kids.
By the process of elimination from the things that you've already got.
Well, we've already seen Manchester. We've already seen Essex.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would call that a typical, that is the most Edinburgh accent I've ever heard, but it's Scottish. It's got to be Edinburgh out of these.
You've seen Newcastle. I think it's, I'm going to hear that one more time.
I'm going to sing Sherloid by Sherloid or Rebecca G. then.
So I think it, God, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Is this Liverpool?
Get all the trouble.
Is this Liverpool?
Listen to what the mum says at the end, and that.
Yeah. Listen to what the mum said. I mean, I wasn't even sure if she was, like the little girl. I wasn't sure if she was even speaking English actually, for a second there. But the mum should clear it up very much for you.
Might help you. She's
She's
got the strongest
Because I can't
accent.
understand what the hell these kids are saying.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I will have to say.
It's like a foreign language. I'm gonna get so sad.
Flush the toilet after they've had a shit.
Okay.
After they've had a shit.
Yeah, that's Edinburgh. Yeah, she sounds like Shrek.
I'm sure she loved that.
Disgusting.
It's fucking one of yous. Let me hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, these poor kids.
Disgusting. Well, it was fucking one of yous.
Oh, it's fucking one of yous.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Why did they post this video?
Yeah, like, how did this come about? Is what I wanted. Like, what they were filming something. Like, what is the origin story of this ending up on the internet? Well, like, was that girl streaming and her mom comes in, or what?
All right, so I'm two for four.
Yeah, 2 for 4. So let's try the next one. You might recognise this guy.
Hello, look, my dog's just had like a sloppy shit outside.
Yeah, okay. So now we're in Liverpool, because that is a northern accent. Me dog.
Hello, look, my dog's just had like a sloppy shit outside. I was just wondering if you got some water. I don't want to leave it outside.
Some water.
It is.
It's Paddy Pimblett. No way. Hell yeah.
5 minutes away from home.
Don't worry, I'll clean it.
It's just, like, you sure? I feel terrible. You know what I mean?
No way, Patty the Batty. That's Liverpool then, right?
Some water. I don't want to leave.
No way.
Absolutely.
Patty the Batty from Liverpool. I knew that one. I looked at
Okay.
him. I was like, that guy looks just like Patty Timblett. And he's talking. I was like, no way. They all sound like him. And she's like, hey, Patty the Batty. I was like, oh, it really is him. Okay, great. Big comeback there. I'm close to the passport.
Wait, we didn't. Oh, so Bristol was a decoy. I guess. So we're not getting to see Bristol. Because Bristol is like. Between Edinburgh and Bristol would be the two easiest ones on the because Edinburgh is Scottish, which sounds Scottish, and Bristol is West Country, and West Country sounds. If you don't know, if you aren't used to telling the difference, you could confuse it with Irish.
The first question on the British test: do the British public think that Star-Lord is to blame for Tony Stark's death?
Okay, I think we're gonna just give that a miss. I'm guessing these are movie plug things, and I was mostly interested in the accents. I was just reminded when I was looking at this playlist that there was a thing. Okay, a couple of weeks ago we looked at a video where Evil Dia, who is kind of a dickhead, I have to say, on the whole. Occasionally an amusing dickhead, but like when he talks about language stuff, he really could do to learn more about the subject before opening his mouth a lot of the time. So he did a react video to a smaller creator, way bigger than this channel, but called, I hadn't heard of her, called The Polyglot Effect, who had been doing an experiment to see like how much Farsi she could pick up in, I think, 6 months it was. And he had done a react that I hadn't seen, and then she had apparently issued a copyright strike or something like that. And one of the things that emerged while he was like talking about this and essentially acting like is that apparently that particular series of videos had been driving harassment to her page, into her comment threads and stuff like that. And she had taken down the entire Farsi series as a result of that. So it seemed that maybe she was trying to get that taken down as a result. But he didn't have any, that didn't give him any pause. He didn't say, wow, maybe I should just take that down anyway because it was bringing harassment to her. Maybe this isn't a great thing that I'm doing here. But anyway, so he has a video now called Was I Mean to the Polyglot Effect? And I'm wondering, has he possibly realized that perhaps maybe he shouldn't have? And I'm kind of curious to see what he has to say here.
What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. Do you remember this video? I dropped it roughly 10 days ago. This polyglot tried to cancel me to hide her own failure. And it doesn't sound like it was actually about hiding her own failure, is the thing. Because it was an experiment in the first place. She wasn't she was trying to see how well it would work. And for another thing, his own commenters, his own Discord was pointing out that this was driving harassment to her. So it seems like maybe that might have been the reason she was trying to get that video taken down, since she was also trying to get the entire series of this taken down. So, okay. The question is, having had the benefit of reactions and stuff, he's asking, was I too mean? And I think I'm interested to see if he's kind of realized that maybe there was something else going on. Polyglot tried to cancel me to hide her own failure. Now this video I kind of made out of the blue because, well, I got hit with a copyright strike over a video that I made over 9 months ago where I was basically watching one of her videos, one where she was talking about her Persian journey.
Yeah.
Learning Persian to a B2 level in 6 months. It was a pretty lukewarm video, okay. Anyway, she waited 9 months and hit me with a copyright strike, so...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Of course.
Okay, is he going to mention... I mean, he mentioned it in the last video. So, I mean, the first question is... That seems to be a pretty key aspect here.
What did I do? I went all pissy on YouTube. I submitted a counterclaim and, well, she just let the counterclaim sit there because obviously you can't win this one because obviously my work was very transformative. And, yeah.
I mean, that's true. Although, maybe just reach out. Yeah, I mean, since there was the harassment issue...
It's been released. Counter notification completed. Eligible videos were restored if you've not deleted them. Now, I probably would have forgot about this and left it alone, but she did leave a clarification on that video, which she later deleted. Just one clarification. I stopped the challenge because after you posted your first video, I started receiving a constant stream of horrible, degrading...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is what somebody else... His own Discord was pointing this out to him. He noted it in his last video.
Comments, insulting, and even multiple threats in the comments. This was the only reason why I decided to stop. Also, if someone doesn't like my content, they are more than welcome to unsubscribe. Anyway, so she ended her Persian challenge because of my absolutely horrific, terrible video.
You know, god damn it, like, this guy has to make everything about himself. She isn't saying that it was her, that the video, it was his video was particularly terrible. She was saying that somehow, after his video was posted, she was getting a stream of harassment in the comments to videos in that series, and that's why she decided to stop doing the series. Like, can you see that? No, my head's in the way, so I'm going to adjust that so we can see that better. Yeah. That's what she said. This was about, so she was getting harassment. So that was the issue here. And so she wanted to have that taken down so it wasn't driving harassment to her channel.
That was sending an army of people over there to shit on her. So basically, her comments quickly filled up here saying, well, this is not how you deal with this. You don't copyright strike people over legitimate criticism. Like I said...
Well, yeah, but it wasn't over a legitimate criticism. It wasn't even about the content in the video is what she's saying. It was that for whatever reason, that particular video was driving harassment to her.
It was a very...
So, like, if you're a creator... and you don't want that to happen, and you hear that that's happening, you know, one of the first things you ought to do, perhaps, is say, okay, this should be obvious to everyone, but don't go and harass the people I look at on here. You know, something like that. A lot of people do it. It's a fairly standard thing. And if you've been notified that this is happening... I mean, there's not a whole lot necessarily you can do, but at the very least, you can clarify that this is not something you want people to be doing.
One video. In fact, we're gonna go watch it. Why not? So here we go. Can you really learn Persian in 6 months? This one has well and truly been killed.
Well, why don't you go to her comment threads and see what she was talking about? Like, that would be my first stop. Because again, if you don't want that to be happening, then you should care that it is happening and that maybe what you did had something to do with it.
The algorithm because it got hit with a copyright strike, but it is back now. And now I want to watch this not because I think this is one of my greatest works ever. Okay, it's because I got a reputation to defend. I ain't.
This is not about. Like, you know what, if he wanted to defend his reputation, the best thing he could do right now is say, if people are being inspired by me to harass her, fucking stop it. Like, to show at least some concern for what she's saying. Because it seems like a thing that could happen. It seems plausible. I would not dismiss that out of hand. I mean... that would be something
that you should care about, actually.
Sending out hordes of haters to people, so let's go watch it. A lot of immersion and just a lot of like practice, okay? But let's see what her plan is and how she's approaching this, because
I'm kind of curious what her plan was.
Know if this is going to be a claim to this is how it's done in 6 months, I've done it before, blah blah blah, or if it's like I'm shooting for the stars and if I hit an Elon Musk rocket along the way, well then, you know, so be it type of thing.
I want to see if I can learn Persian in 6 months. I recently posted a video about
So, okay, the first thing she says there is that this is an experiment. She wanted to see if she could do it. So she's not making any strong claim right there that this is definitely going to work. She wants to see if it will work.
with French and how I learned it in 6 months. And
okay, so she learned French in 6 months.
Well, I mean, she, according to the video thumbnail, that was getting to B2 in 6 months. So that's learning a fair bit. You know, that's learning kind of a solid start through the intermediate level.
She obviously speaks English. If you put in a lot of effort, that would be possible. You could kind of pull it off in 6 months, I think, to a B2 level. Like, it would be probably a pretty bad B2, but...
I mean, B2 was kind of what she was claiming there. I mean, just judging from the thumbnail on the video that he's looking at here.
You would have to put in a lot of work, let's just say. I think my statement here was probably really, really, like, soft on that. Like, you would have to put in a lot of work. When I should have really stressed that, but anyway.
I mean... It depends. I mean, she speaks... the idea here is... I mean, she's on a channel... She's got a channel called The Polyglot Effect. I imagine she speaks more than just English already. So she probably, at the time she was doing French, it wasn't necessarily the only language she already had. She might have had other Romance languages. There are lots of things... I mean, there are lots of things going on there.
I'm not here to critique me.
First of all, that video did so much.
I mean, I have to say, low-key curious about why there would be this correlation between harassment and this particular video. And so far, it is pretty mild. It is a tepid sort of a video.
Than I expected. But second of all, and most importantly, it reminded me just how fun that was, how amazing it was to see progress that quickly, and it inspired me to do it again. But this time with Farsi. This video is going to be an introduction to the challenge. I'm going to talk about the materials that I'm going to use, how often I'm going to study, how I'm going to study, how often I'm going to give updates, stuff like that. So if you're interested, keep on watching. First of all, let's talk about why Farsi.
Okay.
I was a teenager, so I thought, why not now?
It's kind of crazy that Farsi has only ever really appeared on my challenge due to on my channel due to, like, you know, all this drama. I've been
like, again, he is a very frustrating person.
Engaged in a lot of random drama on this channel.
Yeah, you have. But this is, like, as far as I can tell, the first time somebody has ever said a specific video of yours is directing harassment to my channel.
Okay, and sometimes I'm the cause, sometimes I wander into it, sometimes, you know, whatever. Like, I just see drama and I like to do reacts to it. But, like, this was meant to be one of those times that was just chill.
The second reason is because it's unlike any other language that I know.
You know, the funny...
Hey, Ata. Yeah, I mean, so far I'm not actually seeing why this would inspire that, although, I don't know, maybe just the mention of Farsi brings out a certain type of asshole? Yeah, exactly. I mean, she is saying straight out she doesn't know how well she's going to do with it. And I mean, I would say that one of the big challenges there, even though Farsi is an Indo-European language, you've got the writing system to contend with.
The thing is, I have absolutely no interest in learning Farsi or Persian or anything like that. Like, there's nothing particularly about it that would capture my interest in any way whatsoever.
It's a neat language, though. It is actually fascinating because it is kind of at this sort of inflection point between the Indo and the European parts of the Indo-European family. I mean, so it does. It's an interesting language. I like it. I've learned a little bit. I don't speak it very well, or very much of it. But
that statement is still true. Just so you guys know.
Too easy. I didn't want to choose a language like Italian or Portuguese.
You want to make the challenge easy? Jesus, girl. Like, this is not an easy challenge. Okay.
I mean, he doesn't know anything about Farsi. He's just sort of guessing here. I mean, I would say it's not easy in the sense that you do have to get used to the writing system, though I don't know what other languages she has, I should note. I mean, if she's used to the Arabic alphabet already, the Arabic abjad to be more technical, then there's not a whole lot of new stuff she's got to learn in order to work with Farsi.
Like, depending on how seriously you take your own...
But, I mean, the writing system would be the big thing that would get in the way of that.
Challenge type of thing. Like, once I set a challenge, and especially
in the way of a 6-month timeline to get to B2,
I publicly like declare that challenge. I go hard. I make sure like I actually do the challenge. Now I know there's lots of people that will set a challenge, you know, and then they'll just, you know, after a week or whatever, it's like boof, it's gone, you know. Yeah, after a week or whatever, boof, it's gone. Bro, I was predicting the fucking future here. Now she.
No, you weren't predicting the fucking future. God, it's like... This would be a moment where he could actually acknowledge just a little bit. Yeah, like, because the future that you predicted there was not that she took the whole thing down because she was getting harassment. And it's like... Personally, I mean, I haven't actually looked at her channel. I haven't looked at her comment threads, and I don't know how much time she puts into deleting them to know whether... or anything like that. But if somebody says that, personally, I will take that seriously. And if for some reason I have come to the conclusion that what they're saying is not true or it's exaggerated, my very first thing to point out would be that, and why I think that. For the way he's just sort of skating over that, like that's nothing. Like, why the hell would you, you know, like, like, it isn't worthy of discussion at all, is wild. That is really a choice.
He did go for a month, from my understanding, maybe a bit more, but this was not, like, planned in any way, but that's what happened to this challenge. Poof, it's gone. That wasn't worth it. It was too much effort type of thing, but like, this is not an easy challenge. Even with a language that's closely related to one's own, where you get a lot of cognates and, you know, there's a lot of similar grammatical structures and...
I mean, the wild thing about Evil Dia is he talks about this stuff, and I will say, what he's saying here, I don't actually, I wouldn't take a huge amount of issue, but the tone he's saying it in implies a level of knowledge and experience in the subject that he simply does not have. I mean, everything he's saying there I would tend to agree with. The cognates, the similarity to one's own language, all that stuff absolutely matters. All of that stuff really does have a huge effect on how quickly you can learn a language. And, you know, one that you don't already know. But, I mean, it does kind of great when a guy who doesn't really know much about this stuff talks about it like this, with this level of confidence that is totally unearned.
Stuff like that, maybe even pronunciation is quite similar. This is a difficult challenge. So the fact she's saying I don't want to make it too easy means that either she's a genius or she's severely underestimated how much effort is actually required to get to a B2.
Well, I mean, maybe you should wait a second and see what she means by you don't want to make it too easy.
Does that seem like hate comments to you guys? Let me know.
She's not talking about you. She's talking about the comments that she received in her fucking comment thread. She was very clear about that.
Down in the comment section.
Kind of easier for me because I already speak French and I'm learning Spanish. I wanted to choose something that is completely different and see if...
Okay, so when she's saying she doesn't want to make it too easy, she's talking about the selection of the language.
I can do it. If you watched my previous study vlog, you might have seen that I studied a little bit of Persian in that video. So I just want to make things very, very clear. I am still an absolute beginner. I know the alphabet, and I know, like...
Oh, okay, so she already knows the writing system, more or less. Okay, so that is like I was saying, that is a major barrier to getting to B2 in 6 months. That would be a major challenge to really kind of get used to, because it's a writing system where there are ligatures, and so you have to recognize letters in multiple forms. So if she's already got that, then this becomes a lot more plausible to like get to that kind of level in 6 months.
10 to 15 words max. So I make.
Okay, so yeah, beginner, but obviously you do get kind of a little boost here, but realistically for the amount of time required to get to B2, you're not going to get too much of a boost out of this. This would be like a day's worth of studying.
I mean, see, again, he quite correctly has pointed out that he has taken no interest in Farsi, and as a result of that, he doesn't know anything about it. Because actually, knowing the writing system is a huge head start on this challenge. Especially because the writing system, one of the big challenges there is that there are a lot of vowels that are not explicit.
I guess. And also, she mentioned that I say a day's worth of study, like realistically it'd probably be more, but like,
I mean, yes, I would agree. Realistically, it's more. But, I mean, the wild thing is, he assumes here that if what he says here in this original video that he did was, hey, Riveroon, was mild, was not too over the top or something like that, that changes the fact that it was, for whatever reason, driving, like, trolls to harass her. I mean, you can make a video that's really mid, and it can still end up becoming a vector for harassment for completely unrelated reasons.
Say a day's worth of study, because if you're going for a B2 in 6 months, you got to put a lot of time in every single day. So... like, you would...
Like, has he ever learned any language, or even tried to learn any language with an Arabic script? Okay, remember last week, or it might have been the week before now, we watched a video where Evil Dia was like, this polyglot tried to cancel me. She tried to cancel me because I criticized her challenge and everything, and it turned out that what had actually happened, according to his own Discord, is that she had taken down the entire challenge because it was because she was getting all sorts of harassing comments, and that seems to have kicked off coinciding with his reaction video to it. And so she wanted that video taken down so that she wouldn't keep getting harassment as a result. And he just basically ignored that completely. Did not take that at all seriously. And now he's revisiting it in a video that says, was I too mean to her? And I thought he was going to be looking at addressing the fact that he treated this like, you know, she was canceling him in order to cover up failure, when in fact she's saying she was trying to get him to take the video down in order to stop harassment that was coming to her, apparently being driven by it.
When I say a day, I don't mean like, I'll sit down for 5 minutes.
Like,
I mean,
he doesn't
like,
know.
Actually
When he says a day, it's because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Like a day's worth of practice, which would be like hours of work. He's doing other languages, which means like for me, to get to a B2 in this time frame, you're looking at a lot of hours per day. And if you're doing other languages, you still need to at least maintain those other languages. So she must have a lot of spare time.
I mean, it could also be that she took a break from them in order to do this experiment. There are lots of things, but okay.
You know, we can map this out for how difficult this is before I let her continue.
I'm so glad that somebody who knows nothing about Farsi and really does not know a whole lot about language acquisition is going to map out how difficult this is.
And give us the details on what she's planning to do and how she's going to do it. Let's just look at the math of this. So here...
Okay. This is just a suggested vocabulary list. Yeah, he's watching his previous video, having, it's worth noting, not done any, not, like, he points out her comment where she says, yeah, she's not pursuing the copyright strike, but she says to him that the reason that she was doing it in the first place is because his original video that he's watching coincided, like, immediately afterwards she started getting a constant flow of harassment. Now, if one of my videos did that, I would take that seriously if somebody was saying that. Especially somebody who had done nothing to deserve it. Yeah, he's being a complete ass.
How many...
I mean, he's making this about, like, vindicating his reaction video and how mid it is, and it is mid. I mean, he specializes in mid content. We really cannot stress that enough. Oh, but I just noticed the time, actually, and it is time for me to start wrapping up. So, like, let me just sum this up and say, like, if somebody tells you that a video of yours is driving harassment to them, maybe fucking take that seriously. Okay, in any case, it is time for me to wrap up and, like, eat things and other such useful and beautiful things. So I'm going to do that. Thank you to everyone who joined in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope it was interesting and perhaps educational, at least on the subject of, like, what an ass Evil Dia is. Jesus. I expect that I will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m., though there are things going on here that mean that I am not entirely certain about that. I will keep you posted. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Have a good rest of your evening.